Alright, welcome to the workshop. This mess that it is right now. There's the engine block. Gonna prep for some painting that I need to do. Here is the entire valve train stripped down. I'm gonna reseat all the valves. Probably get new springs. And I gotta get new seals, especially on the intake, because this one, and I think this one were pretty much paper mache and shredded. Here's one of the heads. It's not the Vortec one. It's the one serial number that ends in 93, so it's pretty crap. Intake ports are tiny. Here's the camshaft. Pretty sure it's a very small and mild one. The wear on it doesn't look terrible, but you never know. I'll probably get a bigger one because that's what you usually do. The the things are pretty good. Over here I got the intake. Just painted this black, if you can tell. It is a Wind Stealth intake, dual plane. I don't know much about these at all. I look them up, can't find much on them. If you know anything, let me know. Be helpful. Over here, get the valve covers, Edelbrock. Painted these as well. So right now, with the engine block, it's okay. Had to replace some freeze plugs here, and the two on the other side. Over in here, the pistons themselves don't look bad. Just had a lot of carbon buildup. Knocked all that off a while ago. The cylinder bores are really, really good. They're very smooth. There's no pitting, no scarring. Very, very smooth, like a mirror finish. Almost, at least. But all that looks good. The guy said it ran before he pulled it out, but I'm not 100% sure if I wanted to just throw it in and run it, because all in the coolant ports, they got all rusty. On the valve train, these little seals that would go right there on the spring, or inside there, I suppose. When I was pulling them out, half of them were like they broke. Yeah, like they were just either broken or literally turned to sand. I don't know how you manage that, but he did. So gotta buy all new of these springs, and I gotta buy new locks because it's taking one out and it shot across the room, and it's lost forever. So that's great. Over here, got the oil pump and the pump filter. I'm probably gonna rebuild this just to be safe. Let's see. I believe that is it for now. Well, actually, for here we got the timing gear and chain. When it was on, it had a lot of slack in it, so I'm probably gonna replace that too. Just the balancer pulley. Now I think that's it. The head gaskets weren't too bad. I didn't see any blown out gaskets, so there wasn't a head leak in it at all. Didn't burn any coolant. Other than that, it looks pretty good. Nothing terribly wrong from it from the start. What I got with it, I got everything, the valve covers, heads, block, pan. I got the distributor. I got the intake. I got the part where the hose hooks onto the intake. And what else? So, forgetting the other thing, but I didn't get the carburetor. I don't have any exhaust manifolds or heads, or headers, I guess, or any coolant lines to hook it up to. Oil pan's missing 3 bolts. Dipstick came out. Missing a couple bolts back here. Intake, I think, was missing a few as well. So it's gonna be fun trying to replace all that. But other than that, she's coming along. And what car I'm gonna put it in is up here. I'll just do a walk around. Probably gonna get a lot of flack for what it's going in, just because it's such a common thing to do with this car. A lot of people don't like it, but I do not have the time or money to deal with the many problems that this car has. That is an RX-7. Looks pretty clean over here. Over here we have a pretty big dent there. The door likes to scrape. Doors sound horrible. Got backed into, so it's banged up. Everything is scuffed and fading. Over on this side, I think it's pretty good. I am gonna repaint it though. Probably go really dark gray, maybe. Gotta replace this, fix it, whatever. So the RX-7, it's the GS model. I think it's the one above the lowest base model they had. So if we, there's that beautiful door sound. Come in here. There it is. And we open up the engine bay. It's gone. The engine is in fact taken out, and the wiring harness, the radiator, the fan, the battery. All that's left is the booster, the coil packs, and just some lines that need to be taken out. I'll probably clean it up one day. Engine mount wise, that, let me put this up. There we go. Engine mount wise, this was where the engine was mounted, was this cross beam here, and it had 4 bolts going into the front of the engine. And then what held up the back was the trans underneath there. I think you can see that. That little thing right there held up the trans with a cross beam, and that's the only thing that held the engine and trans in place. It's that one little cross beam back there, and the 4 bolts up here. That was it, nothing else. So what I'm gonna have to do is do a lot of test fitting, weld in new mounts there and here, put in a new trans mount, hope for the best. It was an automatic, so I'm gonna have to try and make that manual. Prefer it manual at least. Before I took the engine out, it had 155,000 miles. It just started to have problems. It sat for about 5 years, and finally started working on it. And it was the 12A rotary, so it was the carbureted, not the fuel injected. So that was fun to work with. I don't know, it just started having a bunch of problems. I mean, it would idle fine. You could rev it all the way to its red line and it would be fine. Not that I did that. But once you got on the road, things would start to go wrong. You'd make it to about halfway through the second gear, and it would just lose all power. You could feather the throttle back and forth, and it would do nothing. It would just slow all the way down, and then it would just stall. Never really understood what was the problem. Now that I think of it, it might be something to do with the carb. Probably some fuel problems, but you know, whatever. If any of you would like it, plug in the lights here. If I can get it. There we go. Alright. If any of you would like it, just underneath this little bag here. Radiator, vacuum lines, harness, all of it's there. Has everything on it. The trans is right here. I did a fluid change on it a while back, and fluid looked good. Wasn't any metal in it. Everything looked good. Wasn't burnt. So it's solid. Oh, here we go. This is what came with the engine, the V8 at least. Here's the distributor. Oh, and the fuel pump. That's what it was. So I got that with it. Yeah, if any of you want this thing, let me know. Hit me up. There's a drive shaft for it. Pretty dinky battery. But going back to the car. Yeah, just didn't really want to deal with the rotary. For those of you that don't know, it's not a piston engine. Imagine like a triangle spinning in a circle, and that's pretty much what it is. They stopped making them, I think in the 90s. I want to say 93? Maybe? I don't remember. But, so they no longer make them. This whole model car, the RX-7, discontinued. So, parts are rare, parts are expensive. These cars are expensive. Well, this one probably not. But the Gen 3 models are going for like $40,000 if you have a clean running model. But this is the first gen. It's an 85. Well, obviously not running. Has some wear and tear on it. Has a lot of miles on it. Bumps and scrapes. Probably wouldn't go for much. Someone might, but I like this car model. I like the body style. I don't know, something about it. What else about the car? It has 185s in the rear, tiny little pizza cutters, and in the front. So, change that. I redid the brake lines. They're steel braided now rather than the rubber. So, woo. Chrome's starting to poke through. The black's starting to poke through. I don't know. Wipers don't work. Neither do the jets. There's the intake, or not the intake, the air cleaner, the fan. Got a bunch of just random parts, bolts, stuff like that. But that's what I'm gonna throw the engine in. hopefully have a lot of fun with it. Not sure if I'm gonna do drift or drag or autocross. I'm thinking autocross and a bit of drag racing. Might experiment with drifting, but it's a long, long way to go before I can get there. This is going to be the next Frankenstein. I just really like this car. Thought about selling it, but decided against it. So going back to the shop. I'm gonna try and go sometime soon, pick up some Vortec heads. I know I'm rebuilding the ones, but I started that before I thought about it, like everything, so now it's just a waste of time, sort of. So I'll pick up some Vortec heads. I don't know, I don't think I'll rebuild those. I might just throw new springs in them. You never know. Cam it. Way far down the line, I'm thinking supercharger. Everyone says turbo, but I like superchargers more. Something about them. Plus, who likes turbo lag? No one. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's a long process. It's an expensive process. So that's why I've been not doing a whole lot, because money is hard to come by, at least. Not to mention going to school, so more things to take out of my wallet. It's probably just, that's why I want to start this channel, is to go ahead and get a jump start. That way I can maybe one day monetize videos with all these new rules, but I'd like to do that just so I can get another way of paying for this. Plus I feel like if you guys are watching this, you'd like to see it too. Maybe help out. I don't know. But she's coming along. Slowly but surely. Have it labeled out. Bouncer pulley was facing this way. Back of the engine's facing that way. Right, left. Just helps putting everything back on so I don't destroy it. This. The bearings look good too. No premature wear. Didn't spin a bearing. Everything looks good. This is a mystery to me, though. I know nothing about the Wion Stealth. I looked it up. I couldn't find a thing about this thing, so who knows? Other than that, that is it. That's a wrap. Adios.